Tuesday and welcome back to another vlog. If you are new here, my name is Sarah. I am a PhD student at Indiana University. I study English, rhetoric, and composition, and this summer I am grinding on the dissertation. It's a dissertation writing sprint. I am hoping to make massive amounts of progress. So when I enter the job market this coming fall, I feel ready to go and prepared. So I'm currently in a weird little limbo state because I don't have a meeting with my advisor until tomorrow, Wednesday. I was initially supposed to have it yesterday, but he moved it because of scheduling issues. So I'm just not sure what to do. I feel like I need some type of feedback from him since I submitted this chapter, whether that's how to revise it or steps to take for the next chapter, or him telling me to scrap it and completely start over. He better not say that. He's not gonna say that. So yeah, I'm just a little bit stuck. Something that I did yesterday and something that I think I'm going to do today to try to feel productive is work on a personal website that I'm building to use as part of my marketing and application materials. But what I really need to do is start crafting a positionality statement or a statement on my own embodiment and how my reflections on that impact the work that I do. And as someone who studies embodiment, this shouldn't be so hard, but it's really difficult. So what I need to do is reread a few other people's positionality statements, specifically Abby Knobloch's and Anna Sakari's, and hopefully that inspires me to get some ideas, get some juices flowing. Definitely one of those times where I will be unable to work from home. So I'm gonna pack my backpack and head to a little coffee shop. These two books have been the backbone of my research on embodied writing, and I find myself returning to them time and time again. Returning once again, not for the dissertation, but for professional development of writing my positionality statement. We're back. I was there for a couple hours and I feel like I accomplished some stuff, but since I wasn't doing diss writing, I don't have a word count that I was striving for or that I met. I updated some links on the website, which I can show you guys in just a second. Keep in mind, it's a work in progress. And I started thinking about this positionality statement, this statement on embodiment, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I think I know the outline, how I want to structure things and what I want to talk about. It's just positionality statements like this are really hard to not come across as hollow or performative of I'm white and I recognize my privilege, because yes, that is true, but embodiment is so much more than just listing out your privileges and your various identities. It's how does this shape your work and what does it mean to you, and it's complicated. Anyway, let me show you guys the website. Okay, so I'm just using Google Sites for this, and I want to keep it just really simple and just really clean looking. So this is the homepage. I use Bloomington, so that's my research areas: embodied rhetorics, digital multimodal composition, feminist rhetorics, composition pedagogy, writing centers, and it has a professional pick with some explanation, some brief little snippet about me, my research, teaching, a YouTube channel, bridge the gap between academic writing and self-sponsored writing on social media. As a rhetoric comp scholar and YouTube blogger, I study the intersection of embodiment, multimedia, and feminism as they're enacted through blogs, blah, 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 blah. Then research and CV. I have just a little snippet here as these scholars in the field talk about. We're experiencing an embodied turn. Here's some ways that I think about it. And then I link out to a PDF of my CV. You could just sort of scroll through that. And then I have a tab for your teaching. This is what I feel the most confident about. I just have a brief little snippet centering embodiment in digital making. I engage students in experiential, transferable, and high impact learning environments as I teach writing for the 21st century, because my teaching statement is all about teaching for the 21st century. I have taught rhetoric and composition courses across a range of levels and topics, including digital literacy, first year writing, multilingual writing, public speaking. And then I have 3 different videos that I have because of my teaching award. This first one is the video that they made for me, so I can play part of it.
I want students to have the opportunity to have a really tailored and custom learning experience.
So as you can see, it's very commercial. It has like an interview and everything, but I feel like that's like a good first video to have on this page. And then I say, here's the award, and I link more to read about it. I don't know why this one is giving me this thumbnail. I need to look into that. But this is like my teaching demonstration, and then this is me talking about teaching beyond the classroom. So my writing center work and stuff like that. And then I have a list of all the courses that I've taught, and they link out to PDFs with the abbreviated syllabi. So that's my summer course. So condensing these syllabi is like something I guess I did today. And copy and pasted the course description. And then I still have to do these 3, but these are not currently saved on this laptop. So I needed to get home, plug it into my external hard drive. And then this last tab is embodiment. I'm not going to show it yet because that's my in progress writing. And then YouTube. I don't know what I want to do with this, but I just have like the blurb like I have on all my pages. Like, started my channel in 2020, bitch hit my disc, and my teaching practices. Today I use the skills I've learned, video production, multimodal content creation, community engagement, brand partnership, communication strategies to teach writing for the 21st century. And then I basically say like I have 2 types of videos I make. I have vlogs, and I give a specific timestamp to this video of like, here's how I like think out loud in my videos, and it helps me with my disc research and also like how I'm building this community. And then I also have like sit down videos, and this is also like a paid partnership with a brand. So that's what we're working with. And then I have like my social media linked down there. Oh my goodness. The past 12 hours have been a whirlwind of events. Let me make some coffee. Okay, coffee in hand, ready to chat. People are doing yard work outside, so rip. Basically, it's been the past like more like 18 hours, I guess. At like 3 o'clock yesterday, Joanna and I were like, hey, let's go to Target, it'll be fun. And then on the way there, like 5 minutes from our house, she lives like really close to me, I was listening to the radio and an announcement came on, and it's like severe thunderstorm warning. And I was like, that's crazy. And then all of a sudden the sky turned black and the wind was insane. It was one of the worst storms I've ever seen in my time in Bloomington. It wasn't tornado or anything, it was just a really bad thunderstorm. And some of the worst damage I've ever seen. Massive trees were just uprooted. Thankfully, I still have power and everything with my house is fine. I feel really grateful for that. But Zach was without power, and some of the siding of his house came off, which is a pretty big deal, I've learned. So I went over to help him, packed up some of his stuff in a cooler, brought it to my house. And that just all took some time because he lives like 15 minutes away, and so many power lines were down, and just like trees are blocking the road, so I had to find like alternate routes to his side of town, and it was just madness. So since he was without power, he spent the night here last night, and then for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a storm's fault, I don't know if it's my fault, I didn't hear my alarm go off. My meeting was on Zoom at 9 a.m. with my advisor. I woke up, I look at my clock, and it is 9 o'clock, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I sent him a quick email, and I was like, I'm running 5 minutes late. I quickly like throw on the sweater so I'm not like a pajama top. Megan is using the office because she has like a dissertation group going on Wednesday mornings, and I just like set up a pillow on my bed, and I'm like, okay, let's go. So I have like an hour-long meeting with him without a single cup of coffee, without any time to like look back over my draft. And he starts off the meeting and he's like, so how do you feel about things? Like, what did you feel like was strengths and weaknesses of this chapter? And I was like, I'm really awake, I don't remember what I wrote, but of course I don't want to tell him I just woke up. So made it through the meeting. I think that the feedback was for the most part pretty solid. It was what I thought. He told me that I need to add more like meta commentary so it doesn't feel so choppy. He gave me some like specific action items. He's gonna send me the draft with like all his like comments, like inline edits and stuff like that. And he told me that he feels like this chapter will definitely be done within the next month and that it's like 80% done. So I think that that's a win. I will talk more about revising strategies, I'm sure, later today and this week. For now, I need to drink this coffee, play my little New York Times games on my phone, and just like chill out for a second to process what just happened in the past like day and a half. Okay, a little bit later now. The coloring is really weird. I don't know why it's so blue-gray. I think that's a little bit better. I don't know, I've just been trying to be more like cognizant of the color in my videos lately. Anyway, not great lighting. But I bought some fun things at Target yesterday just to help me get things a little more organized and to make things more fun. Some fun pens. I love these Sharpie gel pens. They don't bleed and they don't like smudge at all. And this like lavender color is super pretty. It just writes in black, but got a little 4-pack of those. And then I got a planner. So in this past spring semester, I tried digital planning and just like syncing up my phone and my laptop, and got a hand-me-down Apple Watch for my sister. But I have never missed more meetings or just forgotten things in my life. So we're going back to physical planner. I am pretty loyal to Rifle Paper Co. This isn't Rifle Paper Co. I don't even know what brand it is, but I just like really like how clean it is. It just says $24.25. It's like a book, hardcover. And then the other thing I bought is a little dry erase board that I want to snap these magnets to and put on our fridge. And then each week we can just put the meals that we're gonna make. We don't like meal prep, but we like meal plan, and we plan out like 3 to 4 meals we want to make that week, and we don't like pick specific dates, like on Wednesday we're having this, on Tuesday we're having this. It's just sort of like what do we feel like making, so we have like some flexibility, but we like are smart with grocery shopping. So since it's already Wednesday, I just wrote down 3 meals. One of them we already have stuff for. I was gonna actually make yesterday, but then the storm happened and I had to help Zach, so I just got takeout. And that is Chipotle agave tofu tacos from Savory Vegan's website. We've had those once before, really good. And then I want to try making a barbecue burger from Minimalist Baker's cookbook. And then the last one is just the classic Gigi Hadid spicy vodka pasta that was super popular during quarantine, but Megan and I still aren't over it. Okay, here is the OOTD. Did a slick back, meaning I got my arm workout, trying to get it all up there. Just wearing a little workout outfit, some sandals, little gold necklace, all jewelry is from Ana Luisa, always. My room is quite a disaster right now because I'm washing my sheets. That's clean laundry I need to put away. This just got chaotic. It's on my to-do list to clean this all up today. Much better. Sheets all washed, bed made, things pretty much picked up and put away. I just took my hair out of that bun because it was giving me a headache, if you know, you know. And power seems to be restored for a lot of people, so that's good. Zach is gonna stop by soon to get his groceries out of the fridge, and then I think I'm gonna like start prepping some stuff for dinner. Just truly one of those days where I'm like, where did the day go? I guess that's what happens when you like wake up at 9 a.m. Unexpectedly and just have to hop right into that meeting with your advisor. I feel like I need to sit down and make some type of like plan and next steps of what it is that I need to do. But that means I would need to look at the document my advisor gave me with his feedback for me. I'm really scared to do that because we obviously had like a verbal hour-long meeting, but then after he sent me like the Word doc with like the comments and stuff, I'm scared. Maybe I'll have the energy after dinner. Okay, dinner is done. Clearly still very light out and I'm in pajamas and showered. I decided that I'm not gonna do school stuff today. Surprise, surprise. I'm feeling guilty, but I think that if I look at the document now, when I'm like already starting to like wind down and feel a little sleepy, it's just gonna overwhelm me. So I'd rather use the rest of tonight to do my nails, maybe do my hair, and just set myself up for success tomorrow.
If only I could finish something, run straight through to the end, close a chapter dignified. Dang, girl, you did it again. But will it ever be enough when I'm bent on trying to keep it tough? Will I ever settle down?
Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is about 9:45 right now. I got up and I got after it this morning. I woke up at like 7 o'clock so I could give myself some time to like wake up before jumping into reading my advisor's comments. But I opened up my dissertation writing group on Zoom, sort of did a check-in with our goals, and then I was like, okay, it's time. Open up the document, read his feedback. And it was not nearly as, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, bad, extensive, difficult as I was imagining. So that's exciting. I need to make a plan of what it is that I want to do and in what order, a sort of like plan of attack for revising this. But first things first, I'm realizing that I'm gonna need a second cup of coffee today. I think I'm gonna make myself a little iced latte. But essentially his feedback was two main things. The first one is that I need to reorganize my analysis section. Right now I have like 4 case studies and I center it all around a moment where they're demonstrating embodied hyper-awareness via self-censorship or self-disclosure. And he thinks that a more productive frame for that would be more explicitly grounding it in the framework of rhetorical feminist inquiry that I listed earlier in the draft, which is like these 3 strategies of like critical imagination, strategic contemplation, I'm blanking on the third one, and that gives it a more like cohesive structure and lets the audience follow along with it more easily. And I agree with that, but I'm unsure how much work that's going to take. It's probably going to involve me like rewatching some of the videos, which is fine. And then the second one, well, I guess 3 main areas of feedback, because the second one was to include like more meta commentary, more like explicit frames of like, here's what I am doing in this section, here's how this is rhetorical, here's how this is important to the field. And then the last one, I should read his exact comment to you all. Basically he was like, you have an interesting problem here because you're writing about embodied hyper-awareness. So to some extent, that's like causing even more of my own embodied hyper-awareness, and that I can productively bring that onto the page by talking more about myself, reflecting on my own experiences as a vlogger, sort of just like enacting the paradigm of embodied hyper-awareness in the writing. I just am nervous about how to balance that because I don't want it to be a piece all about me and my body. Like, that's not what this dissertation is. So I feel like I have shied away from it in a lot of areas because I'm scared to like put too much of myself there, because academics typically don't let that. So yeah, that's a plan of attack, I guess, talking out loud, those 3 areas. I need to see which is easiest, because I think I'll do the easiest of those 3 first.
When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough? If only I could.
Okay, I made some notes for myself while everything is fresh in my brain of like the 3 main areas that I need to revise, and then I made myself a little plan of attack. I'm going to start off by rereading the article, and I'm going to reread my case studies and try and categorize them into those 3 categories from the article. I'm going to add in some signposting, meta commentary, and then I'm going to do like the bulk of the work, which is revising the case studies, and including like key takeaway portions from each one. And I should be good to go once I do this. This makes it look really simple, but I know it's going to be a lot of work. I feel like tired just from making this and like reading the feedback. That was a lot of like, I don't know, emotional work. I feel like feedback is always so stressful. So I didn't put it on my list, but something else that I need to fix in the draft is something that I talked about a few vlogs ago that a lot of you all actually responded to. And it was, what is it about vlogs as opposed to other forms of social media, specifically like static photos or like short form video even, that makes us hyper aware of our bodies and ourselves. So I cited someone who talks about sort of like audience awareness and awareness in general as it's cultivated on Facebook. Amber Buck talks about that. But I need to make the intellectual leap or the theoretical leap of vlogs and video cultivating hyper awareness. And something that I'm thinking about is like, can I like just link my own YouTube videos where I'm thinking back through this? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I don't know how to answer this question. And then also like cite some actual comments from YouTube. So often I feel like this dissertation is like co-written with like all of you all, just for allowing me the space to think through this dissertation, but also like you all give me things to read and give me things to think about, and I would not have like a lot of these ideas if it weren't for this vlog. And so maybe that's a way of like bringing myself in more, sort of like performing embodied hyper-awareness and not just talking about it in the dissertation, enacting the paradigm, as my advisor says. I don't know, lots of thoughts. I'm thinking about going for a walk and just like letting things like marinate. I feel like that's a good plan after taking in a lot of new information. But I'm also feeling like really tired, and I shouldn't because I had 2 cups of coffee. It's time for my afternoon lie down in my book. And my puppy took a nap because I can't not take a nap in the afternoons. But it is like 4:30 now. I'm feeling like I need to do a little more school stuff because I only put in a few hours this morning, but I don't think I can do this stuff. So I think I'm gonna do some reading, thinking, maybe some writing about the positionality statement, the embodiment tab for my website. So I have my books here and we're gonna do some reading. Hi. Hi, Miss Perfect.
Pierce right through the clouds, saxophones at every hour. Who hasn't heard of me now? Then will I have had enough of trying to keep myself real tough? Will I ever settle down, steady even when it gets loud?
Okay, quite a bit later now. Changed into my IndyCar shirt. Just wanted something looser, a little more comfy. And made dinner, but we got a late start and Megan had to head over to campus because she works in the evenings now. So I told her I'd bring her some dinner. She was like, no, you don't have to do that. And I was like, Megan, I'm literally doing nothing. I will bring you some dinner. And while I'm out, I might try a new ice cream place. Literally ate it way too fast to even attempt to vlog, but oh my gosh, it was delicious. And I will definitely be going back potentially tomorrow and every other day for this foreseeable future. It was just like, got vanilla custard and cherry Italian ice, and it was the perfect summer treat. And now it's time to get in bed. So I'm gonna have another productive day tomorrow. Good morning. Let's go to Morgenstern's and get some work done. Even just a little bit because it's Friday. Let's get something done.
When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough?
Okay, back from Morgenstern's and I am feeling good. I feel like I made a lot of progress. So my plan for today was to reread the article that gives me the methodological framework that I'm going to be using like more frequently, more strictly. Before it was just sort of like a methodology that was like motivating my analysis, but now I'm going to be using it as like an organizational sort of frame, like adhering to that framework a bit more. The one by Kirsch and Royster. And as I was rereading it, I was like, yeah, this is incredible. I know that I talked about it in a past vlog a few months ago, just like how great it was, but I took some time just to really like sit with it. And I even like hand wrote some notes in my notebook and just really taking it in. What does this methodology mean? How will that restructure my analysis? How will that further my analysis, deepen it, make me redo some of that analysis as I rewatch these videos? So much of it is motivated by thinking and thinking again about these artifacts that you're analyzing, specifically the people, the women that you're analyzing. How can you have an imaginative conversation with them that's motivated by this ethics of care and humility and responsibility and responsivity too, where you are thinking not through your own frame but through their frame? And it makes me feel like, yeah, I do need a second pass at this analysis. What I gave my advisor was first draft thinking, and the people who I am analyzing for my case studies deserve more sustained inquiry. I know that I've spent a long time thinking about them. I've spent years watching their channels, but just taking more time to sit down and think and rethink about it all. Something else that the article mentions is tacking in and tacking out, which makes me think of like the metaphor of a camera, which is pretty apt since I'm talking about vlogging, where you're like zooming in and thinking about like this specific video, what's going on here, but then also like zooming out and considering the larger context that it's produced in, but also considering like my own embodied reality as I'm watching it, my physical sensations as I'm watching it, but also like my cultural body, how my race, my gender, my identity as a woman and also a vlogger is impacting my understanding of this. So just taking more time to articulate that. And I think that will also help me do what my advisor was suggesting that I do by like having more meta commentary and more like hyper awareness in my writing. So something else in that article that they did that I'm wondering how I could like sort of replicate something similar in my own chapter is they would have like a section written of the article explaining something, and then they would have a moment in italicized text where it said reflection, and then they would offer like meta commentary on that text. And I'm wondering if I can do something like that, and what that would look like in a dissertation. Of course, I'm thinking about what it would look like in video form. So I don't know, but something just to play around with. I actually feel excited about these revisions. My advisor told me that he thinks I should have it done by the end of July. So that's my goal. I will be taking a week off since I have a family vacation this month, or next month, but by the end of July at the latest, I'm hoping to have all these edits done.
If only I could find a way to put an angel on your shoulder, tell you true things